2023 has been a pretty hectic year, but also a super great one for most investors as the S&P 500 is up just around 24% year to date. Now that the year is almost over though, we must look forward to the new year, that being 2024, which is a year that I think will prove to be super interesting in terms of the stock market. This is because in my opinion, we will either see a continued rally or a decline back down, however I don't believe stocks will go flat. Which of these two cases will occur is something that I am unsure of, but it is important that investors should be prepared for any scenario. Because of this, there are stocks that I am looking forward to buying more of through 2024 no matter what, and that is why in this video I'm going to be discussing 3 different dividend stocks that I think are great picks for 2024 and beyond, no matter what happens to the market. Anyways, let us get right into it. Before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel because I will be posting dividend stock videos just like this one every few days. The first stock on this list, one of my favorite dependable growth stocks, and one that I think will continue to rise in 2024 and beyond, is Visa, ticker V. Visa is my favorite financial stock, and I currently own just over 16 shares of the company, showing my belief in their business model. The reason I'm so sold on their business is because Visa as a company can basically print money. Due to their immensely high profit margin and easily scalable business, Visa has proved themselves to be a reliable growth stock ever since IPO back in 2008. Visa has had massive share appreciation in the last 5 years, reflecting what I am saying, with the stock up almost 100% in that period of time. Not only this though, Visa has shown their dedication to shareholder value by increasing their dividend and through share buybacks, a combination that means your share of the company becomes worth more and pays more over time. Just this year, Visa increased their dividend by a further 16%, which is a pretty amazing increase. In addition, the board approved a $25 billion share buyback program earlier this year, which is another great incentive for investors. Visa's dividend increases have been steady too, with the 10-year dividend CAGR sitting at a healthy 18.33%, which is pretty in line with the more recent hikes. As I was mentioning earlier, Visa is able to afford these shareholder incentives due to their insane profit margin, which is currently sitting at a hardly believable 55%. This is because, when you think about it, Visa has very few operating costs, allowing them to profit off of transaction fees as a middleman between you and the bank. One thing that is worth noting though is that Visa does not benefit off of credit card debt as one may think. This is because almost all of the time, the bank that the card is linked to is the one receiving that debt, so during high interest rate environments such as the one we are currently in, Visa doesn't necessarily profit more from interest on credit card debt. However, due to the nature of their business, they are still hugely successful even during economic downturns. Although economic downturns do mean people spend less, people still have to spend on something, and as long as they are doing it using a Visa card, Visa makes a small percent of that payment without lifting a finger. That is why I personally love Visa stock and am planning on buying more for a very long time. They are a business with huge margins, a respectable barrier to entry, and they are able to profit based on the success of other companies, making them less cyclical than other stocks can be, which is why it is the first stock on this list. The second stock on this list is a REIT, and it is Realty Income, ticker O. This stock is one that I've been skeptical on in the past, however going into 2024, I am planning on adding this stock to my portfolio. Realty Income stock really doesn't need much of an introduction, as most investors, especially dividend investors here on YouTube, are well acquainted with this stock at this point. Realty Income is a real estate investment trust that focuses on commercial buildings through triple net leases, which basically means that Realty Income doesn't have to pay for maintenance, insurance, or really anything regarding to the property. All of those responsibilities are passed down to the leasee. This year, Realty Income has suffered a pretty tremendous loss despite the overall rally, with the stock down around 10% year to date, which is actually still a big bounce back as it was in the mid 40s not too long ago. Despite this, the price is still good if you look back historically, with the stock cheaper than it was 5 years ago. This has been mainly because of high interest rates, which weigh heavily on REITs, as it makes it almost impossible for REITs to acquire new buildings. However, with interest rates seemingly cooling down based on the last few Fed reports, O stock should be poised for an impressive rally back up to where it once was. However, on the flip side of this coin, if the Fed goes back to hiking rates, the stock should fall, which will ultimately provide an even better buying price for me to scoop up shares, either way making it a win-win situation for the long term. The stock currently yields just around 5.5%, which would make it one of the highest yielding stocks in my entire portfolio. Not only this, but the snowball effect due to the monthly payments as well as the consistent dividend growth the stock has provided over the past few decades means that the stock could help my portfolio become a compounding machine, which is ultimately the entire goal of my dividend portfolio. Although the dividend growth CAGR of the stock is sitting on the lower end, its high yield and relatively reasonable evaluation makes it a stock that I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on throughout the 2024 calendar year. The last stock stock on this list is a consumer staples stock, and it is one of the best businesses money can buy. It is the Procter Gamble company, ticker PG. This stock is a heavily defensive dividend stock that specializes in a wide range of personal health/consumer health items. These products are in many different categories such as healthcare, beauty, grooming, home care, family care, and the list goes on and on. On screen right now are all of the brands PG currently owns, and as you can see, it has an abundant list of household name brands, allowing PG to be one of the most defensive stocks out there. The stock is actually down this year just around 4%, and it now yields just around 2.6%, which is a fair bit above market average. The 10-year dividend CAGR for the stock is quite a bit smaller than I'd like to see, sitting at around 4.6%, but at the same time, it is hard for a company of this size and in this sector to continually grow their dividend at a high rate, so this is pretty expected. The payout ratio is also sustainable, with it sitting at around 60%, which is on the higher end, but not too bad, and the dividend history is some of the best on the entire market, meaning future increases, although small, are almost surefire. This is because the stock has been paying an increase in their dividend for nearly 70 years now, which is extremely impressive and reassuring to see. Due to the recent pullback in price, I'm looking to scoop up shares. This stock is one that I hope will anchor my portfolio down during recessions, in addition to stocks like Coca-Cola. This is evident as during the 2022 bear market, PG stock only went down 7.35% compared to VTI's over 20% drop in that same time period. This shows PG's ability to outperform during red years, which is an important thing to have, especially considering that the company still increased their dividend during this year as well, despite the harsh outlook. This stock has done pretty well, with up around 60% in the past 5 years. However, I do not expect growth to stay this high. Although I do still expect growth from the stock, admittedly, I'm expecting it to be lower than my other stocks, especially some positions like Visa and Broadcom. The reason I am investing in this stock, though, is not because of growth, but rather because of dependability, which is an aspect I think every portfolio needs at least some of. Anyways, those are my picks for 3 stocks I will be planning on buying throughout 2024 and beyond. If you agree with these picks, let me know down below, but if you don't, let me know in the comment section as well. I'd love to hear your opinion. I'm still looking at buying tech stocks in 2024, however, I did not want to make this a just tech list, which I could have done. Anyways, thank you all for 900 subscribers. We are officially 90% of the way there to my goal of 1,000 subs. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.